Hello, my name is Pony7. Welcome back to IL-2, the Battle of Kuban. Although technically this plane's part of Bottom Plate. Well, the release area of Bottom Plate. The plane we're going to be flying. We're going to be flying the U-2 since update 3.0.10, well 3.10, well 3.010 technically just released, which added new missions for the little old Wooden Wonder. Well, not Wooden Wonder, that's the Mosquito, but the biplane, the Night Witch biplane. So I figured, why not just start a campaign? And no, there is not a Night Witch squadron you can join. I checked every single playable section of the game. The Night Witches are not in any of the theater of operations. We do have the 596th, though, which is also a night bombing squadron. Well, regiment of the Russian Air Force. And our pilot is Boris Poltapov. Poltapov? I think it's Poltapov. And you can read his backstory if you wish. I just chose the Educated Airman backstory. And there you go. You can pause to read if you wish, or if you not. And then, here, 596. We have nothing yet because we just joined. However, interesting thing with our squadron. 3 of these guys are already aces. The squadron commander, the vice commander, and Alarky Azanov here are already aces. They all have plane kills. Some of them have shot down bombers. In fact, they've all shot down at least one bomber. Now, I don't know if they did this flying the U-2 VS, or if they transferred here from a different squadron, which would be quite interesting, transferring out of a fighter plane into a bomber, especially one like this, a trainer bomber. That would be quite the interesting jump in, well, degradation of rank. Well, status. They might have stepped on somebody's toes. But even the new guy with 12 hours says 2 planes shot down. I mean, technically, I did in the video that hasn't quite gone up yet, but will be going out today. Have shot down a fighter in a bomber. It's definitely possible, but it's quite interesting that it's quite possible these guys scored their kills in this plane, which would be interesting, to say the none the least. We're based out of Novovoysky, Novonoye, this place, along with the, well, 2 other night bombing regiments, the 621st and the 709th. And now watch as I happen to scroll around the map and discover that there is in fact a 588th. There is not. Good. I would have been slightly embarrassed if I had discovered a 588th. Here. We are in the on the near approaches section of the Battle for Stalingrad. That way we don't have to fly all the way out here in a U-2. U-2 VS, not the band. Germans drive on the Volga. Germans puts to Stalingrad. Stalingrad in danger of collapse. Brazil declares war. Sub-sink 4 more Jap ships. Actually taking fighter plane, big problem in war upplate. Something else. Brazil declares war on Germany. Marines stop Japanese on Guadalcanal. And the aces in the sky. Well, Soviet aces. It's not like Rise of Flight where it has just the top 30 aces. Everything up for the front, the new truck. The operation is over. Unfortunately, we cannot scroll the pages. We only get the front page. Either way, next day. A new day begins. Obviously. As soon as it decides to encode all that. There we go. Temperature 19 degrees. Reinforced by 2 additional planes. That's good. And we got 2 new pilots. And latest newspaper. We're out for a night attack, which is going to be our job. enemy frontline strong point. Yep, we're actually going up for 2 missions tonight. One at 9 o'clock, one at 8 o'clock. Well, 8:30 and then 9:05. Where in the world are we going that's so close? Anyway, but there was new news. White front lines as Germans advance. German protected victory at Stalingrad. Citizens evacuate from Stalingrad. Germans debut Tiger tank near Leningrad. Ah, hello, Tiger. Yeah, you're gonna be something. Catalina sinks U-boat off Haiti. Although, probably the good thing for the German logistics system that they didn't end up going with the other Tiger design, also known as the Porsche Tiger, also known as the Ferdinand, at least the hull. Well, same drive as the Tiger, Porsche Tiger, but yeah, it had a habit of catching on fire. The Porsche transmission design was a little bit ahead of its time. Either way, I'll break things off here, and I'll bring you back for the mission. So I will see you then. Alright, we're past the loading screen, and I figure I might as well show off the modifications for our U-2 before we get going. Thing to note, on the right-hand side of the plane, we have a window in the wing. That's for bomb aiming, apparently. But we don't have too many paint schemes, but we have some. We have the Winter, Guards, which I may use, White 5, Normandy, and Karlov, which is a 2nd Polish Air Force, and that's a liaison aircraft. Let's go with this one, because it's not wintertime just yet. So it makes sense to use some ground camouflage, and some darker and lighter swatches should hopefully help us blend in at the night, because this is a night mission. Now, modifications on our wonderless U-2. It has a rear turret modification, because you can start off with no rear turret. It can also have a battle MG. Yes, they went and strapped a 7.62mm machine gun with 500 rounds out on the wing. You don't want to be clearing the jam on that one in flight. It's not like your old World War I biplanes where you just have to cock a lever or whack it with a hammer. You gotta go out in the wing in order to get this one cleared. Of course, there's a bomb load, because this thing was also, well, wasn't purposely designed to be a bomber. It was also a reconnaissance aircraft. And artillery spotter, I believe. You know, lots of multi-role things. Landing light, night for light, night landings. Or as an indicator, which is always a good thing at night. A radio transmitter. And it can also carry rockets, which was something added in the recent update. However, we're not going to take the rockets, and I don't think we're going to take the battle MG, because I do know that if you decide to go, oh, I want everything, it's actually too much for the plane with a full load of fuel. You actually cannot. It's over the safe takeoff limit. You've basically made yourself a hog biplane. For those who are wondering what a hog is, it's a Huey that is massively overloaded with miniguns, rockets, and a 40mm grenade launcher that, you know, had to bump its way into the air. So we don't want that. So, our overall review, weather partially cloudy at 900 meters, fairly good. So, I mean, we're going to have markers, so it's not too bad. Night sortie, your task is to attack enemy troops in a placement enemy forward line, marked by point number 3 on your map. The flight will take off one by one when a green flare signal is given to each plane. After takeoff, you're on your own. There is no formation in these planes, apparently. It is good luck, have fun, and mind the fighters. Either way, we are set up. Oh, and we're in the air. Okay, would have thought we started on the ground, but sure. So, thanks to that revelation, I will break things off here, and I'll bring you back once we encounter the enemy. So I will see you then. Alright, welcome back. We are beginning our attack run. Actually, we've been on the attack run for a little bit. Although this thing's so slow that I'm probably going to cut out like 2 minutes of the footage. I mean, That's part of it. It's got less power and slower than our SE5, so what are you going to do? Either way, we're over the enemy encampment, and hopefully these searchlights don't pick us up, because that'll make a lot of editing for me, and it looks like it's going to be fine. And our attack target is searchlights, sure. I mean, it'll probably make it easier to attack the airfield that's on the front lines if the Germans ever capture the airfield, enough to where they can actually use it for planes or bombers. So that's a good point, but other than that, it's quite interesting that our target is searchlights. And luckily, the searchlight's ire is drawn to those guys over there, and the higher U-2 VS. I think I'm going to make a run basically 180 degrees to the course we're doing now. I think that's the direction we're going to make our run in. So that, well, we have them in a nice line, so we're higher chance of actually hitting something. Bomb fuse is on. Gotta go this way. Did they not detonate? I don't think they detonated. I think we were too low. Whoopsie daisy. Now the dodge is flat gun at low altitude. Wait, nope, they went off. There we go. Although they were off, I think. No, those might be artillery. No, I think that's that guy flying overhead. Yeah, I feel like we were too low. Alright, note to self, not that low for our next time out. And all their ire is now drawn towards him. And now to do the long flight back. So, I will break things off here. I can tell that this is going to be relatively short bursts of stuff, so this is probably going to be more sparse than the Havoc over the Kuban stuff, because due to the speed of this thing, how slow it goes, and how slow it attacks. Either way, I'll break you off, and I'll bring you back either for landing, or if we actually find German night fighters. So I will see you then. Alright, welcome back. We have returned successfully to home base. There she is there. Now, we've actually passed the U-2 due to the fact we're running at almost emergency mode. Not quite emergency mode. However, it's time to turn on the landing lights, which should be under one of the wings. Due to the fact that it's saying no night landing, although they did kindly turn on the run. They did kindly park some trucks at the end of the runways that we can actually see. I suppose the Germans don't have just send a guy over every night and just look for lights, and then the next day go and bomb the hell out of that area. I mean, especially if you got planes bombing you at night, that would be the sensible thing to do, you would think. I mean, that's what I would do. If I was in Boston, I'd go, hey, we're going to set up a patrol, and you're just going to see if there's any lights on the Russian side of the lines. And then, go from there. Now, this thing's so slow, but also so not slow that I don't want to both overspeed and under overspeed. We don't want to go too slow, because then we'll be sitting here trying to save things forever. I don't want to go too fast, because the landing speed's only 100 kilometers an hour. However, we did learn some lessons for next time, which is that we have to go and well, make sure that we're high enough for the bombs. Yeah, that's always a good thing. Being high enough for the ordnance you're dropping, so that they can actually, tip down and arm. And not panic drop them basically on top of their targets. I mean, unless you're dropping hand grenades. That's slightly different. Oh, there's a light on the ground there. And there we go. We are now on the ground. Let's get ourselves off the runway, because we've got another plane coming in behind us. It's just to shut down the landing lights, because there's no alternator on this thing. It is literally just a battery for lights. Oh, so don't go too close to the fire. That would end poorly, methinks. Either way, let's just kind of park it on the grass here. There we go, and engine off. And there we go. We are done. So, let's finish the flight. I know we didn't get anything, but let's see what the rest of the flight got. Successful landing. I mean, it's a start. We should go to the planning room, not the world news. We got the medal for battle medal early and aviation badge. One guy got a heavy weapons. Yeah, he got an AA gun. Good job to the deputy commander of the squadron. Options, mission start on runway. Go moderate difficulty. Scattered. There we go. Probably should have checked that beforehand. It would explain why we started in the air. Either way, I'll break you off for the loading screen, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, welcome back. We are here, ready to go. We're going to a different section of that front line today. Well, tonight, the other side, actually. Literally, the other side of the airport is our target area. It's a little bit farther, so it'll take a little bit longer, but, you know, it shouldn't be too bad. Let's start. So I guess I'm number 2. There's searchlights. There's a green flare, so one's going. Extra 100. All good. Now I think they're going to launch a second green flare. For us. Maybe? Come on. I was told there was going to be multiple green flares. I've only seen one. Unless they're waiting for him to get a certain distance away. That could be it. Alright, there's our flare. There we go. Get those down a little bit. There we go. And then rotation speed is at 80. Actually, at 80, she should automatically start taking off. There we go. We are away. Probably a little bit too flat for the angle in the takeoff. I think the takeoff angle is supposed to be a little bit steeper. But, what can you do? It's not even darker, so more editing for me, yay. But, I will break things off here, and I'll bring you back once we reach the target zone. So I will see you then. Alright, welcome back. A little bit earlier than I was planning on it, but we're the first plane here, and so they heard us, and, well, now we've drawn their ire of the searchlights. And, well, I might have shaken them, maybe? Maybe. Looks like it, yep. Looks like I managed to lose the searchlights. Right, the searchlights have managed to lose us. Which is a good thing, because they're very bright and make it very hard to see. Interesting thing to note, on the approach, over in that general direction, there was a lot of anti-aircraft fire suddenly went up for a short period of time from a position or two. So it may be possible that another, well, night bomber regiment is making an attack on the target that we attacked previously. In fact, it looks like there's smoke there. It may be the case. Although that could be Allied positions. I don't really know. It's really dark out. Or that could just be an artifact due to it being quite dark. And we're playing this again. We're not going to be able to avoid the searchlights forever. Considering we're the first ones in, so they got nothing else to aim at. We are well ahead of the rest of the unit. Which is a shame on this part. Normally it's kind of, oh yeah, we get target-rich environment. In this case, due to our speed, it's more of a, oh dear. Because I cannot see anything but a giant white glowing orb. That is all I see of our target. Now I wish I'd taken the machine gun modification. That would have meant I could have actually, you know, possibly destroyed some of these searchlights, but, no, you win some, you lose some. Of course, they can't come in from too low, or else our bombs won't arm. Which won't really do, considering we're supposed to be destroying stuff. So there's a tank there. Let's drop 2. We still got 2 more. And they may have failed to go off. Which would be a shame. Not sure why they're not detonating. Then again, I think these are the small bombs. Let's at least try and knock out that machine gun position. I see no explosions. Where are my explosions? Yeah, it's definitely time to leave before they get any angrier. Because those bullets are getting pretty close. They're getting quite close, actually. Interesting that the bombs didn't arm. Don't know why they're not arming. Unless I'm dropping them from too low. But then again, I'm in a nose-down attack angle, so surely they're nose fuse, so surely they should be detonating on contact with the ground, due to the fact that the nose is down, so they don't have to worry too much about the them landing at an odd angle, unless I'm just simply dropping them from a little bit too low. Let's put on auto level, and we'll make our way out of here. So, I will break things off here, and I'll bring you back, either if the German night fighters decide to show up, or if we actually make it back to base, and let's not go into takeoff mode. Please and thank you. So, we'll see you then. Alright, welcome back. We have made it back to base, safe and sound, as the rest of the formation is attacking a position. Yes, I may take the machine gun in the future so that I can actually, you know, maybe, if not nothing else, attack the searchlights and the anti-aircraft guns around said positions and not just fail horribly with the bombs. Alright, let's turn on the landing lights. And come around for our approach. Although we are off-center from the runway, although that's not too bad. We should get on-center after not too much. So I think we're high. We might be high. We'll see. There we go. The one thing I've noticed with the U2 is that she responds very much to rudder inputs. Like the slightest bit of rudder causes her to go and start skewing. So, if you do get the plane, you have to be very careful with your rudder, effectively. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself skewing back and forth across the sky. Because she appears to be very, very sensitive to the rudder. Landing lights should be on. I think they are. We're a little bit slow for landing, because approach speed is supposedly 100 kilometers an hour. Although we're so close to the runway, it's probably going to be fine. Maybe. There we go. We are down. Let's go and get her off the runway. Although it's not too much of a rush because there's nobody else in the immediate vicinity. Let's also avoid the fire. Because again, I don't know if running through that fire will catch us on fire or not. So I'd rather not test that. Let's also turn off the landing lights because, again, battery, not a actual generator. Oh, one of them got a Panzer IV. Good job. Very good job. Engine off. Landing successful. Mission complete. I know we didn't get anything, but wonder if they'll tally them even though they're still up in the air and at the target. Although it may be a different U2. Yeah, mission complete. Finish. They got medal. Yeah, he got medal for battle aviation. He got, yep, Pavel got a medium tank while we were up there, and someone got an AA gun, which is the deputy commander again. He's apparently the expert at destroying AA guns. Let's take over to a new day, just in order to see what our missions we're are going to be. And then we will call it there. And I feel in the future I'm definitely going to be bringing the machine gun. So if nothing else, I can at least attempt to strafe things. Enemy frontline strong point strike again. Alright. Now it's almost a flight of rookies. Except for you. You're a senior lieutenant. Yeah, rookies, a senior lieutenant, and then 2 captains. Alright. Does headquarters show us our mission routes? Yes, it does. So our strike is back to this area again. We seem to be focusing a lot of our attention in this particular area. I wonder if we'll branch out a little bit more in the future. Who knows? Either way, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.